Okay, next document we're going to talk about is the Rollover Certification and Acceptance. Now, what is this form? This form serves two primary purposes. Number one, the trustee of the 401k plan, probably you, has to have a good faith belief that the assets coming in are retirement assets. And so this goes a long way to showing that you had a good faith belief that you personally are transferring retirement assets into the retirement plan. Yes, it seems a little bit silly of you signing in both places and you making assurances to yourself, but the IRS is going to be happy to see this. Also, along the same lines, a lot of times, whenever people take money out of their retirement plan, out of their IRA, and roll it over into a qualified retirement plan like your brand new 401k, the IRS has no way of tracking that money or knowing that money was placed into a qualified retirement plan. If for some reason they audit you and you can show them this and it has the proper dates upon it, once again, we go a long way towards nipping in the bud any issues about the transfer being a taxable event. So with that, let's just go right into the document and how to fill it out. First section, participant information. Pretty much self-explanatory. What you're going to do is put down your first name, middle initial, last name, social security number. No big issues there. Rollover direct transfer certification. Here's where you're going to say, where did the funds come from? So what you're going to do is go ahead and select a qualified plan if the money is coming from a 401k, a defined benefit, a profit sharing. Basically, if the money is coming from a previous employer, you're going to mark Section A. If the money is coming from a 403b plan, and this is typically for teachers, for nurses, the money would be in a 403b plan. So if the money was coming from a 403b plan, you would just mark Section B. A state 457 plan, that's just a state-sponsored retirement plan. You would mark Section C. If the money's coming from an IRA, you would mark Section D. Now, before we go on to the next step, quick word here. If you're not sure if the money came from a qualified plan, a 403b, a 457, or an IRA, just call up and ask the current custodian who has the money. Ask, what type of plan is this? Is this a qualified plan, a 403b plan, a 457, or an IRA? And they should be able to tell you. So if there's any questions, just call up the current custodian. That's what you do for saying where the funds came from. Now, some people have made after-tax contributions to IRAs. Some people made after-tax contributions to their retirement plans. If that was the case, you're going to have to mark down E that you made after-tax contributions to your retirement plan. Also, if you're rolling over Roth accounts, and whenever I say Roth accounts, I don't mean Roth IRAs. Roth IRAs cannot be rolled over or transferred into a qualified retirement plan, but Roth accounts from a previous Roth 401k could be. So go ahead and mark Section E if you have either after-tax money coming in or Roth accounts coming in. Then we go down to the little subsection here and says, does the amount of the rollover include any after-tax contributions? If it does, go ahead and mark yes. If it doesn't, well, you're just going to leave this blank if it doesn't. And then if yes, please enter the amount of the after-tax contributions. So let's say that you have a rollover of $100,000, and of that, $5,000 was after-tax contributions. All you're going to do is in the first blank, you would put $5,000, and in the second, you would say $100,000. So it would read, the after-tax contributions were $5,000, and the total value of the assets being rolled over was $100,000. So that's if it was an after-tax contribution. If it was a Roth, what you would do is you would just mark, yes, it was a Roth. And first off, they want to know what's the total dollar amount of all assets coming in. So in here would be that $100,000 going back from the previous example. And the total value of the Roth contribution account is $5,000. And then they're going to want to know what was the year that contribution was made to the Roth account. So what you would do here is put in the total value of assets coming in. Here would be the amount of the Roth contributions. And here would be the year those contributions were made. Now, if this is a little bit confusing, rest easy, because about 1% of you are actually going to fill out subsection E. You probably are never going to have to deal with after-tax contributions or Roth accounts with that money coming in. So for the vast majority of you, this doesn't apply. All you have to do is say if it came from a qualified plan, a 403B, a 457, or an IRA. Just that simple. Once you fill that out, go ahead and sign the document and date it as both a participant and the acceptance statement, your name as the trustee. Now, once you've signed this, once you've filled it out and signed it, just keep it in your books and records. It doesn't need to be filed with anyone else. And by the way, if you have someone else moving money into the retirement plan, they will need to fill out another one of these forms. And so they would sign it down here as the participant, and then you would sign it as the trustee of the retirement plan. If you have any questions on this, by all means, give us a call, send us an email, and we'll be here to help you out. Thank you so much.